Hey everyone! Today I wanted to make a video talking about the Disney College Program application process. I know there's quite a few videos out there about it and they're all great. I know that I watched plenty and plenty of vlogs before my program, before both actually, but I really wanted to make one of my own because more information can never hurt anybody, right? So let's get started. When you apply for the Disney College Program, you'll start with the initial application. Basically, it's just like any other job application you'll fill out. You write down your job experience, your personal information, name, birth date, social security number, all that fun stuff, things like that. Nothing too in-depth, nothing too difficult. Then comes, in my opinion, one of the most exciting parts of the whole process, role ranking. This is when you get to decide which roles you have the highest interest in, the lowest interest in, and which ones you're kind of like iffy about, like maybe you'd be happy with it. You can also put no interest. This is something that I really want to talk about and really want to stress. Because my first program, I was so desperate to get in. This was my life's dream, and I had to go to work at Walt Disney World. Had to. And because of that, I didn't think very logically. Like, I knew what all the roles were. I knew what I wanted to do most and where I wanted to do it at if I got in, even though I had no say in that. But yet I put interest in the roles I didn't want anyway, because I just wanted to get in, and I was like, I can stick it out for 8 months in quick service and then go to a role I want. That's fine. It's not. I promise you it is not fine. Don't put interest in roles you don't want. It is not worth it. I can't stress it enough. I love Disney as much as any person possibly could. I have grown up a pass holder. I know how much Disney can mean to someone, and I promise you if you're unhappy with your role, you are going to hate your life for 8 months if you even make it that long, if you don't decide to leave. Plain and simple. If you don't want to work housekeeping, put no interest. Don't risk it. If you can't imagine cleaning up code V's all day, do not put custodial. It is not worth the risk. And frankly, it's not worth it during the waiting period to wonder, oh my gosh, am I going to get custodial? Am I going to get quick service? Because you really could. You already have enough stress when you're waiting to get your acceptance letter. You don't need the extra stress of, oh great, what am I going to get stuck with? It's not worth it. If it's meant to be, you're going to get in no matter how many roles you put interest in. Do your research, because it'll help you out in the long run to know what you're getting yourself into before you do it. So after you finish the application and you submit it, you wait. You're in submission. And being in submission, I guess for a lot of people it feels like purgatory, because waiting is hard when you really want something. It can be difficult, but just kind of hold out your faith and wait and see what happens. After submission, you'll get the link to your WVI. A lot of people stress out about it, but it's not nearly as hard as people make it seem. Answer honestly and you'll probably get through it. It's really not as difficult as they make it out to be. Don't stress. Take a deep breath. Before I took mine, I took a shower, listened to Disney music, put on my Little Mermaid sweater. Get yourself in that Disney mindset and tackle it, because it's really not that bad. And as soon as it's done, you know if you're moving on. So there's none of that submission nonsense. So if you pass the WVI, you'll get an email shortly after to make a selection for your phone interview date and time. Some things about the interview that I do want to talk about. The length of your interview does not matter. It doesn't. Don't let the timing bother you. As far as preparation for the interview, my first time I wrote 3 pages of notes, highlighted, starred, bolded. I didn't do it this time because the first time I think it messed me up. I had so many plans for what questions she was going to ask and the great answers I was going to give, and then she didn't ask certain questions. And because of that, there were things I didn't get to say that I felt needed to be said to get across who I am as a person and what I wanted to do within the company. So I think notes messed me up. Maybe light notes are okay, but I think 5-6 pages of notes, anything over 1 page probably, is a little excessive. Not saying don't do it, you know, everyone's different, but for me, it just threw me off and did not work for me. Be prepared, know yourself, know the company, but don't necessarily think you're going to know the answer to every question word for word. Be honest, because you know what, if you don't get in, as devastating as it might be, I've learned it's better perhaps to not get in, and then next time you try, get exactly what you want, than to have a bad experience. Have questions at the end. They're going to leave time for you to ask them any question you have. I personally think that asking questions makes them know that you're interested. Ask them how they got started with the company. You get some cool stories. I heard about roles that I didn't even know existed in the company. Can't hurt. If you do have questions, that's a great time to ask them. Also, if you have anything that you need to say that you didn't get to say, I would use that time to do it. And after that, you hang up and you wait. And you wait. And you wait. And it's awful. It's pure torture because if you really, really, really want it, you think about it all the time. That's all you're thinking about. For me, I was so devastated when acceptances started going out because as happy as I was for everyone, I was dying inside. I was like, I need to know. Like, I need to know if I'm going to be there with them or not. And my first time, they lost my application or something because back then, you had to hear back by the 3-week mark, something. Even if they just told you you were pended and that you would hear back much later, you had to hear something. And at 23 days, I still hadn't heard anything at all. At the time, on the FAQ page, it said to email them if you hadn't heard back by your 3-week mark. So I emailed them on the 23rd day to let them know I hadn't gotten a response, and I did get in that day, a couple hours later. And this time it went really smoothly. The 2 to 3 week rule is out of effect now, and I still heard back by my 3-week mark. So I'm super excited. I really hope that anyone starting this Disney journey is excited about it and prepared, and it really is the chance of a lifetime. And when you're there, you might be really desperate to leave, but I promise as soon as you get back home, you're gonna want to go back. I really hope this video helped you guys, and I hope that you have successful application processes and phone interviews, and I hope to see all of you in Orlando this fall or in the spring, because hopefully I'll still be there in the spring. Just best of luck to everyone applying, and if you have any questions, comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and rate and all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys next video. Have a magical day!